Strive started about 6 years ago. We kind of all met through social media, through different covers. My buddy did a lot of Paramore drum covers, and another guitarist did some like Relient K guitar covers, and they met up, recorded some tracks, and then we all just kind of met through that, and we saw each other on YouTube and kind of just hit it off and became friends, and here we are. The name The Strive came from, we used to have two vocalists. It was myself and another guy named Kyle. And Kyle and I really struggled with naming the band for a little while, and we just thought, you know, what is the one thing that we have that sets us apart from, I guess, our peers or the people around us, and it's that we have this like undying strive, no pun intended, but to kind of break out of the routine and not have a normal 9 to 5 after we got out of high school or anything like that. So it's kind of like just that little fire inside you, you know, that strive to keep doing whatever it is that you love, and I think we've held true to that. So it's kind of hard to sum up the Strive in a few words, but I think we're just four best friends that love to have a good time, and I think we write straightforward rock and roll with some pop in there, and I don't know, we're very energetic on stage. I think that kind of sets us apart. We tried to just have fun. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but we just try to be honest, straightforward, and just who we've always been. There's a whole bunch of new stuff going on with us right now. Currently, we're on the Savior Tour with Metro Station and Palais Royale. Two, we just dropped our first debut record. We've done EPs in the past and a few singles, but we dropped our first full-length record called Modern Pace last week. You can pick that up on iTunes, Spotify. It's all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And then just today, about an hour ago, we released a cover video for Lady Gaga's Perfect Illusion. And we're really, really stoked on how that sounds, so you can check that out too. Unfortunately, it's not available on iTunes and Spotify yet because of copyright stuff. But hopefully it will be soon, and we can put that up there for you. Usually when it comes to songwriting, my drummer and my guitarist will sit down and pretty much lay the groundwork for the entire song. I know that's kind of weird. A lot of people say that, you know, maybe the singer or the guitarist comes up with a chord progression or a melody and then the band builds around it. But I've been very blessed to have 4 other guys and now 3 other guys throughout the years that have been able to paint these canvases for me that I've never had to say, like, I can't write to this. It's always exactly something that I'd love to write to. So that's kind of how I knew that this was my place in the Strive. And so usually after they send me a demo, I listen to it 20 times in my car, and I'll start to hear things and write line by line, and then we'll all sit down and go over what works and what doesn't. How can we make this catchier? Should we change some words around? And that's usually how it begins, and it goes the whole way. So I first started getting interested in music around the age of 12. It was the summer of 2004. I rode mountain bikes a lot with my buddy Josh, and that May, New Found Glory dropped their Catalyst album, and I remember the music video vividly as this like potato man riding on a unicycle through a theme park on like a roller coaster, and the band's playing in the middle of the theme park, and they're just going crazy, and the whole theme park starts to fall down around them, and I was like, I want to do that. And then in September of that year, Green Day released American Idiot, and that changed my life. I don't know, I'm kind of cheesy about that, but I was the kid that would wear eyeliner in middle school and wear red ties. Yeah, I was that kind of kid. I don't know. But yeah, that's when it really started to hit me that this is what I want to do. So all the bands that we've opened for have always been overwhelmingly kind to us, especially like on this tour. Metro Station's really taken us under their wing, and it's been a really rewarding experience. But I think one of the things I learned is that there's a happy medium between being accessible to the fans and still kind of remaining exclusive enough to be like, don't overwhelm your fans with, you know, they still want to think that you're this. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but I learned a lot too of just like how much work it goes into actually doing a 30-day tour, and that, you know, life on the road's not easy, and we've we've been lucky enough to hear the stories to kind of like prepare for what we're going through now. Because especially this tour, we won't be home until the end of November, so we've learned a lot of road lessons from them, I think. My favorite song off of Modern Pace, our new record, is definitely Bottom of the Ocean. Those to me, the lyrics in that song to me are probably the most honest that I am on the entire record. Probably the most, I don't know, storytelling about a situation that actually happened to me, and it felt really rewarding to put that on paper. So I'm really happy with how that one turned out. I think my favorite part of touring is just seeing different places all the time, and you know, you see new kids and you get to meet just a whole bunch of fans from different places of the world. I mean, it's cool now that when we come back to some of the places that we've been before, we get to we know we have friends all across the country, and it's cool to be able to see those people again and again, and we're really happy about that. My least favorite part of touring is not being able to see my grandmother. Her and I are very, very close. I still call her every day, but it's just not the same. And two, I miss my dad and my dog a lot. I have a puggle that's 4 years old that every day that I'm home from tour, we're doing something together, whether it's the dog park or just hanging out all day long. I mean, he comes with me everywhere, whether it's the grocery store. So that's always a tough separation. But other than that, there's not much to hate about touring. Musically, I think a lot of my inspiration came from this time period of my life that I realized I could do some of the things that I was hearing on certain records. Cartel is a huge part of that inspiration. Same with All Time Low and like New Found Glory. Even, you know, I was showing my friends a lot of these bands when I was younger, and then as I got older and I started. My voice started to mature. It's like I'd have friends tell me, "Man, you sound like that guy from Cartel," or "Man, you sound like that guy from All Time Low," and it started to become more of a reality, and it kind of inspired my art. And then outside of that, I had a buddy. His name was Laden Mast. He passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago. He was my age, and he taught me how to play guitar. He taught me how to sing. I mean, went way too young, but I feel like sometimes when I'm out here, I'm doing it for him too. So that inspires me every day. I'd like to strive to still be making music. I think a lot of bands hit a peak or a plateau where they stop progressing or trying to push themselves harder, even if the record, you know, I think a lot of bands make a lot of records that sound exactly the same, and I want to keep progressing our music as far as we can. In 10 years, I'll be 33, so I probably won't be writing about the same things that I write about now, but I just hope that we're still successfully touring, and you know, it can be our career. Maybe by that point some of us will have families, and I mean, I hope that all four of us, at least, at the very least, even if we're not making music, are happy and healthy. That's all I can really hope for. Favorite singer, vocalist wise, man, it's hard for me to break away from this, but it's probably Will Pugh from Cartel. He's got a certain flutter in his voice, and it's absolutely, I remember just getting absolute chills the first time I heard it. It's beautiful acoustic, it's beautiful. And other vocalists, I mean, Tyler Carter, that's always one I love listening to, and man, the new guy in Dance Gavin Dance, Tillian Pearson, he kills. Yeah, it's really hard to narrow that one down. So. I think our greatest accomplishment, honestly, is this new record. Modern Pace coming out was a really, really big step for us, because it was the first time that we never went to someone else and said, hey, we need this produced, or hey, we're gonna do this at your studio. We did it all at home. Around this time last year, I remember having a conversation with my drummer, and I was talking to Nick, and Nick said, you know, we either need to make this record or we're done. And I said, well, are you ready to be done? He said, no, of course not. And so all winter long, up until pretty much the middle of February, that's what we did every single day. And I couldn't be more proud of this record, whether it hits, whether it doesn't. It's a testament to show that, like, we did this by ourselves and we worked really, really hard. And, you know, maybe it's just a personal thing, but I think that's our greatest accomplishment, is just showing really what we're made of without anybody, you know, dragging us along. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Thank you.